Swatch, The Girl Who Loved Color by Julia Donos. In a place where colors ran wild, there lived a girl who was wilder still. Her name was Swatch, and she was a color tamer. She was small, but she was not afraid. She could run with the wildest shades, train them to dance, and do magic. With a little patience, she learned to hunt the rare ones. Bravest green shot up the first week of March. In between gray lived on her kitten's legs. Rumble tumble pink rolled through the sky on the heels of outgoing thunderstorms. When she called them by name, they would come to her because Swatch loved color and color loved Swatch back. Swatch had never thought of capturing a color until the day she lurled just laid blue straight from its nest and into a jam jar. Stay, Swatch said, and the color stayed. How beautiful it looked behind glass. You could use a friend, she said to Blue. So she caught one more, then another, and another. Soon Swatch's room was full to bursting. The colors circled, restless in their jars. They were magnificent, but there was still one color left to catch. Morning came, and there it was, fast, fading, and fierce, the king of all yellows, blooming in the sidewalk crack in spite of the shadows. Swatch was ready. At last, yellowest yellow would be hers. Suddenly, she heard a small sound. Ahem, said the yellowest yellow. What are you doing? Swatch had never asked if a color wanted taming. Yellowest yellow, she asked politely, would you like to climb into this jar? You could sit on a shelf right next to Blue. You could make green together all day long if you wanted. I'll poke holes in the top and I'll feed you dinner. But Yellow, knowing that was no way to live, said, no, thank you. And Swatch, who could have scooped it up anyway, said, okay, given that small but kindly allowance. It grew and yawned and stretched and twirled. It bloomed and whirled and leaked and swirled, spreading, billowing, twisting, up, up, up. It sprouted ears and pointy teeth. It was as big as a house. Roar, went yellowest yellow. Swatch felt small. Her jar seemed silly. She had forgotten colors were wild, so she shut her eyes and prepared to be eaten. Then Swatch heard something sweet and warbling, like a fleet of canaries. She smelled something warm and buttery, like breakfast. Then something swished against her knee, purring and soft, just like home. So she opened her eyes. She reached out her hand, and stretching from her tiptoes, she found she could indeed touch Yellow. Hold on, Yellow said, and it pulled her up. Up, up, high up over the rooftops. She called her colors by names, and they came to her. Together, they made a masterpiece.
So what did we think of Swatch's masterpiece at the end of the story? It was very colorful and very nice and warm in colors, some cool colors like we just used in our pictures of the leaf. So it's very nice, bright and colorful colors. So we're going to make a picture and it's going to be our masterpiece. So what can you make using nice, colorful colors? And if you don't have colors at home, you can just draw a picture. So I just want to see you making something. What can you make? Can we get creative? Can we just make a picture and it could be just using our imagination and it might not look like anything because it could just be lots of lines? Or could we make a picture and it's realistic? Or maybe it's abstract and it kind of just looks like random things put together. So we're going to see how creative can we get with our picture, kind of like Swatch did when she used the really nice yellow flower, because to me that looked like a flower, but for you it could look like something else because it started having what looked like ears and other things on it. So let's see, what can we make? So I'm going to start with my nice purple and I'm going to start some nice swirls. So I'm going to just make some swirls on my paper. And I'm not sure what those swirls are going to become yet. Not sure. Maybe I want some red. So I'm kind of, if I was using the cool and warm colors, I'm kind of mixing those together. My red, I might have to put maybe a color with that red because that red's not showing up really well. So if that happens, we just kind of have to put something with it to make it show up a little bit better. So there you go. That dark pink really showed up well. And maybe I'm going to put, maybe I will mix some blue in there. So my colors are really mixing together really well. And now I think I'm going to make, that's going to become, maybe it's a flower in my picture. I could have another flower beside it, only this one is going to be turquoise or teal. And maybe this one is going to look more like this. So it's not going to have the same spiral pattern. And maybe this flower is going to have so this flower, I'm going to make a nice stem for this flower too. And maybe now I'm going to have so I have a nice tree starting in my picture. And I could have a nice, maybe it's a nice sun starting over here. My sun is bright, just like Swatch's. Swatch had that really nice bright yellow in her picture. And in that bright yellow that showed up, and maybe I want some orange to show up in my sun. I could even have some red, and maybe my red is my rays coming out. So you're just going to show me what kind of a masterpiece could you make? And then you're going to turn these masterpieces into me in Schoology because I'm going to put this project in Schoology for you. And I have a nice video in Schoology showing you how to turn your picture in with your iPad. So just follow the directions on the video and I will have this project right in Schoology for you. But here is my masterpiece that I just made. So, and I might add a couple more things to my masterpiece before I put it finished. It's finished, and I will put my finished masterpiece at the end of the video for you. I can't wait to see all of your wonderful masterpieces. Bye.